Hi, I'm Amethyst Joy. I'm so glad that you guys are here. This is my channel, this is my work. A lot of my work centers around trauma release, especially trauma release while you are parenting the souls that chose you. Because your children chose you. They did. They chose you to co-create. They chose the most authentic version of you. And a lot of the times, by the time that we have children, we are not the most authentic version of us. We are buried in trauma, in toxic coping mechanisms, in expectations, even from those that loved us. Those that love you can have expectations that don't serve who you are. And that is just how it is. But it doesn't how it has to be, right? Because you can stop the cycle and you can discover your true voice, which does not change. Your true voice does not change. It can get buried, it can get muffled, it can be put in a box in the garage. But your true, authentic voice, who you are, who you came in to be, does not change. That is why when we get buried by trauma, regardless of the amount, what happened, the trauma is triggering enough, but it's being separated from who we truly are. And that is another layer of trauma, essentially, that is added on to every difficult thing that we go through. Being disconnected from who we know we are at some level is traumatic. That's terrible. That's awful. And it's difficult because sometimes that path is paved with love. The expectations that your parents have for you were, sometimes done in love, sometimes not. And you want to make them proud because a lot of the parenting paradigm out there is set up because they think that children's worth is found somehow in their parents. And that is not what love looks like. That is not what sovereignty looks like. We all need to be self-propelled universes. And that is where co-creation comes in. So when we find our authentic self, when we discover our voice, and that's not the voice of the echo of your father, the echo of your partner, that's not your true voice. Your true voice is in you always. So the goal is to uncover it, to date yourself, to figure out who you are in this world. That is what our children demand of us. So when they're born and your whole life changes and everything's terrible, they're just asking you to be yourself. And a lot of the times, the life that we've chosen to live is not the life that serves us. And our children know that. That is why we lose our friends. We, lose versions of ourselves in parenthood because it's time to up level. It's time to go find yourself. And that is what our kids do. Our children hold such immense power and magic and everything you could imagine. And they are dumbed down to crying, pooping, needing, eating creatures. And it's just not accurate. And we need to challenge that idea because it's not serving us and it's not serving them and who they came in to be either. So when we can heal our own trauma, we can stop placing our toxic coping mechanisms on our children. And what I mean by that is that when you are hurting, chances are you'll do pretty much whatever you can to stop hurting. But that means that while you're busy avoiding your pain, someone will feel it. And that someone is the brightest light in the house, which is your children. Your children feel your pain whether you do or not, because they speak a language that we are taught to forget, the language of energy. Foundational energy. If your foundation is riddled with trauma, children feel it. That is why it's important to figure out, the people you're surrounding yourself with. The paradigm is kind of set up like children take from adults. That's all they do. They take from their parents and they make them tired and worn out. And the truth is that we take so much more from children than we can even imagine. We take their light, we take their love, we take their joy. And so that is what I have come to do, to stop and realize that we take from our kids. And that is where codependence comes in. All of these things. That's my kiddo at the door. Hi, baby. So welcome to my work, my channel. I'm going to have, hi, baby. Here's Eponine. I'm going to have a lot more work videos up in the future, but this is my introduction post to all of you. Bye.